Hey guys, Chris with Tillman Family Farms. Got a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about today. I have just gotten home from work and I got some feed to unload. I got some hay to go put out, and I want to talk to you guys about the egg crisis going on in the world. Give me a few minutes, let me get this work done and we'll talk about it. All right, so what I really want to talk about is eggs. What in the heck is going on in the world with eggs? So our customers have been blowing us up and they've been beating us up a little bit because we don't have eggs right now. And I'll tell you about that here in just a few minutes. I'd really like to start off and explain to everybody that doesn't know or hasn't been paying attention to the news or anything like that, why the egg crisis is happening in the world. So back early spring, summer, you probably saw a lot of this stuff about the avian flus, bird flu, and it kind of swept across the country, right? And the USDA was going around and they were telling farms that if you have birds that test positive, that your whole entire flock has to be killed off. So this didn't just affect hatcheries, it affected the big companies too, Tyson's, it affected turkey production this year, all sorts of stuff. So, when you sit there and you think about it, what does the avian flu actually do to humans? What's the threat to humans? So the threat is a whole array of things. If you look up effects of the avian flu on a human, it will give you such a wide range, anywhere from no symptoms at all, and you could have it. You could have redness of the eyes, full-blown pink eye. You could have mild illness, feverish, flu-like symptoms, all the way up to pretty severe upper respiratory stuff that will present like the flu, and you can even possibly die from it if you get to that point. So that's the threat to humans. So that's why it was such a big deal for the USDA to go around and say, okay, I understand that you have, laying houses here with, 25, 30,000 birds, I don't know however many thousands of birds. You had one bird that tested positive. That bird can infect the rest of them and then infect the US population. So the next question is, how does that happen? How does the avian flu spread? Well, the answer to that is migratory birds. So you have geese and ducks and several other birds that are migratory. They from north to south, Canada, Florida, all over the place. And these birds carry it through their droppings and things like that. And if any bird is exposed to it coming into a new situation on a farm, or if they are free-range birds and things like that, that's why a lot of small farmers like us that do free-range a lot of their flocks were so worried about it. We had a lot of Canadian geese in our area that land in our pastures, and they drop manure and stuff like that all over the place. So we had to be real careful throughout that process, moving our birds around so that we didn't move them on top of existing manure. All right, so back to why we as a small farm are in hot water with our customers. So without reading the cards, we thought that over this winter would be a great time to replace our flock. Our existing egg layers were getting pretty old. When I say old, we probably had some birds in there that were probably 3, maybe even 4 years old. We started a flock with about 50 birds and grew it to about 150, but we'd have a couple of birds die off, so we would replace, if we thought we had 5 die off, we would replace them with 10, and we would just, we got a good deal, so we added 40. So we had such a diversity in age in our flock that we really wanted to be able to get control of that and know how old our birds are so that we could put it on a schedule to bring them in and out. We were feeding a lot of birds that were not producing a lot of eggs, so we were on the losing end of it. Looking at the money that we spent in 2022 on feeding egg production birds versus what we actually produced and sold, man, it looked rough. Sold a lot of eggs and did really well with it. You know, it wasn't the price per dozen or anything like that. It was, we had so many birds that were eating and not producing eggs. So we call those freeloaders. And they became spent hens about a month and a half ago, and we got rid of about 65 birds that we knew for a fact had been here for quite some time based on the breed of bird, and you know, some of them we knew when we bought them and things like that. So we kept about 50 that were between a year and a half old, and then we bought 150 chicks. So chickens are funny, right? So if they're not happy, they're not gonna lay. In the wintertime, they slow down anyway. You can keep lights on them and things like that. You can up their protein intake to help them continue to lay. But if you go to moving them around and changing structures with them and things like that, that's another thing that will cause them to not lay. So in our case, we sold off the spent hens. We moved the existing year to year and a half old birds into a different setup because we wanted to do some work to our egg mobile. We're gonna paint it, we're gonna add a nesting box to it, we're gonna clean it up really well, and just do some maintenance on it. So our customers are mad, but this was planned for us. We kind of knew that at some point through this winter, we were not gonna have eggs. And that's where we're at. I can't tell you how many messages that we get a day and a week of, hey, do you have eggs? Oh, hey, when are you gonna have eggs? You know, what's the deal? What's going on with eggs? So I wanted to do this video to kind of explain to our customers, number one, and maybe the rest of the world that's out there watching this that really doesn't understand or know why they're paying $8, $9, $10 a dozen for some crappy store-bought concentration camp style production eggs they're just crappy. And this is why. It's a sad truth. And you know, we've gotten our birds, the birds that are of laying age, we've gotten them settled down. We have lights on them now. I would imagine that they will start laying again within the next week to week and a half. This is the middle of January right now. So when they start laying, it'll still probably be about a full week before they get up to full production of what they can produce. So hopefully, to all of our customers out there that are watching, we will have eggs soon. Please bear with us. But anyway, just a little quick explanation for all you guys. We appreciate you guys watching. We love all you guys out there that are customers. And if you don't mind, please go down and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.